This may sound like a joke, but this Tsuchihiki by Yu Kurosaki was in my trash. No joke. As you guys may have heard, a month ago my studio was burglarized. I lost all of my camera gear, recording gear, and a ton of knives. And so, yeah, I hate to relive that, but that's what happened. So over the last 4 weeks or so, I've been dealing with all of the logistics of getting my camera gear repurchased. If you guys want to hear all the details of the juicy details of all that, I'll post a video tomorrow and I'll tell you guys about everything that's gone down over the last 4 weeks. But today, let's just stick to the knife, okay? If you guys have seen a bunch of my videos where I actually showcase my little shelving area, this box was kind of always in the second or third shelf on the left hand side. I'm just sitting there. I was waiting for the right moment to unbox this knife because I was going to do some brisket cutting with it, do some really fun things with it. After the burglary incident, this box was still sitting there and I didn't discover that it was actually emptied until like days afterwards when I'm cleaning up the studio, and I discovered the box. It was still sitting there. I thought it was untouched, but it was actually emptied. Contents were taken out and I was really bummed because I thought the knife was gone, right? I'm like, oh, they took my Yu Kurosaki. Oh. So there's actually one box sitting off to my right, about 4 or 5 feet long. As I'm picking up that large box of cardboard and paper, I hear a thunk inside of it. And I thought, that's kind of weird. It should only be paper, maybe a few small cardboard pieces in here. So I go through that box, and at the bottom of the box is this box right here. But I picked the box up, and I felt some weight in it. I'm thinking, this feels like a knife in here. So I open the box up, and sure enough, the knife is still there. It is the strangest thing. You cannot make this stuff up. So instead of doing a long-winded introduction, I'm gonna open this box up, show you the knife, and then give you guys my theories as to why it's in that garbage box, and then you guys can come up with your own theories, okay? So you guys need to see this knife. So this is gone. Are you ready? Okay. I know I'm giving it away. Tell me this is not the baddest knife you have ever seen. Like, look how big this is. This is an absolute beast. Oh my goodness. And for those who want knife specs, this is a Yu Kurosaki Sakimaru Tsuchihiki with an R2 core steel and a stainless steel mirror finished cladding with the Shizuku hammer marks. It's got a beautiful polish on the spine and on the choil. It's an octagonal handle with a brown or a white buffalo horn ferrule in the end. Just the right size for this knife. Everything about this knife is just absolutely stunning. So I can't say it any other way. And so I bought this knife when I was in Japan last year. Was it last July or so? And I saw this knife. I couldn't pass it up, okay? So I didn't think I was ever gonna really use it because it is, I mean, it really is a collector's piece. And Yu Kurosaki only makes like, I don't know, a couple of these a month, if less than that. I think the last batch he made 10, and it was like 3 months since the last time he made these. So these knives are extremely hard to come by. And also the surface is so reflective that the cameras, everywhere I'm looking in terms of the, trying to get a good shot for you guys, I see it with reflection. The polishing that he's got on these knives are just so incredible. In terms of value, this knife here I've seen for as low as $2,300 on the web and to as high as $3,000 on some retailer site. So if you guys haven't heard, I've been auctioning off my knife collection to my Patreon supporters over the last few months. Just basically letting go of product that I don't use anymore. Even though I love some of these knives, I just can't justify keeping beautiful knives like this in boxes on the, storage shelf. I'm not touching them. They've been loving it. I've been unloading gear and just lightening up my load here in the studio. This is 450 millimeters. It's huge. I've been using the 270 millimeter version of this knife, and I also have another 270 millimeter by Saji. And that size for my home, 270 to 300 millimeters, is perfect. But now that I'm holding this knife, I'm like, oh, do I really want to let this knife go? I don't, but I think I should, just because I don't want to, again, I don't want to have that hoarding mentality anymore. If I don't use it for longer than 6 months, I should let it go, whether it's knives, clothes, whatever it may be. But I feel like I should just hold this next to a real katana, a real life katana, and show you guys the difference in scale. They might not be all that different. All right, so here we go. Oh, oh. I love this katana. Okay, so, ching! Oh. Look at these two blades together. Oh, they're so beautiful. So the katana is 27 inches long, and the sakemaru here is 19 inches long. Now I know it's not kosher to do this, to hold a 200-year-old katana in one hand and a modern tsuchihiki in the other. But they look so good together. So good. This tsuchihiki can technically be a sword, but it's not. It's just a killer knife. Can you possibly blame me for holding these two at the same time in each hand? I mean, just look at them. They look so good together. Oh. Oh my goodness. Okay, so here's a question for you. This is technically a kitchen knife. If you walked out of your home with a 8-inch wrist off, it'd be fine, right? No one's gonna give you any issues with that. What if I walked out of my home in California with this 450mm tsuchihiki? Do you think the cops will pull me over like at gunpoint and say, what are you doing with that sword? I mean, the more I look at this knife, the more I love it. And it's getting harder and harder for me to say I'm gonna let this knife go, but I think I should do it. Here is the mystery. It was clearly taken out of the cardboard box that it was shipped in, but it did not appear to be taken out of the black box that it was packaged in. So I cannot think of any good theories as to why this box was found in the trash box. So maybe that's why. Maybe they looked at the box and said, oh, there's no writing on this, it can't be a valuable item in it. What possible explanation can you guys come up with to make it make sense? Because I can't make sense of it. I have no idea why that's the case. How often can you say you found a $3,000 knife in the garbage bin? That may be a sign for me to let this knife go, because if it happened again in the future, I may not be so lucky. You know, guys, I normally don't do unboxings, but this I just had to show you, not only because the knife is so beautiful, but the fact that this was in the garbage for the last month in my studio. And I cannot believe that it's back in my hands. It's just, I'm so happy, so happy. So I'm gonna auction off the tsuchihiki and the katana pretty soon, and then take the money from those sales and put it towards some other purchases. Some more katanas and more fun knives to show you guys. A lot of folks have been asking for more detailed unboxings. I don't love unboxings because I'm not really good at them, but I'll do a few more every once in a while. And you know, these sort of videos where I show you guys of me drooling over knife details, I can probably do that every once in a while. I'm also going to pick up a few rusted katanas to teach myself how to sharpen and polish them as well. So that's my main reason for letting this katana go, for those who are curious. So one of my friends in Japan, who knows I love collecting katanas, has invited me to go back there when I get back there, when we're allowed to go back there, to actually go into a bamboo forest. So when this pandemic is kind of dealt with and we're able to travel back to Japan, I can go to the bamboo forest and do you guys proud. So if this could be the pose that you guys can all see me in all the time, I would just stay like this all day long right here. Oh, this feels good right here. Look at this pose. Tell me this is not the baddest faker pose you guys have seen all day. Oh, yeah, I feel so good.